A body recomposition is key for success in a young man's bodybuilding journey. Or even if you don't got a physique that you like, this could be a great video to watch. This will be a great video to watch if you're that. Now, why should you listen to me? Why wouldn't you listen to someone who is bigger than I am, has more experience, more subscribers, all of that? Why not listen to that person and why listen to me? And I'll be inclined to agree. Unfortunately, around most of these YouTubers, there's still great ones out there, of course. Most of these fitness YouTubers that you see on trending, on your recommendation page or whatever, you see them, and those YouTubers, let me tell you, most of those YouTubers are hooks. These type of influencers are hooks. They'll sell you a dream of workout and diet programs, supplements, to try to get you in their void. You buy a program, say 6 months, a year passes, you'll still be in the same place you were when you bought that program. I'll guarantee it. They'll give you useless information, stupid workout and diet programs, and you will not get results, especially if you're skinny fat. That is why if you're skinny fat, you'll need to do a body recomposition. And with this guide, if you don't apply anything, this guide will be completely useless and you will still be indulging in fitness procrastination. If you just watch a video, oh, I got some information today, and you move on, you wasted your time. You wasted my time. Yeah. So that's why I want to give you this guide, completely free of charge, of what I trained, how much and what I ate, and everything in between, with a cheat code in the end for guaranteed subcutaneous fat loss and muscle growth. But first, what is body recomposition? Body recomposition is the act of a weight loss program that promotes muscle gain while simultaneously losing subcutaneous fat. This is a perfect routine if you want to keep your mass and keep muscles. It's so much of a cheat code that athletes and weightlifters have been using it often, and yet it's only getting traction now. I wonder. But if you're skinny fat, they'll recommend you'll go on a cut or a bulk. But you shouldn't do either one of those things, because if you went on a cut, you will still become skinny fat. You'll lose muscle, and you'll even become worse. If you bulk up with that remaining fat you already have, you'll just become fat. So the best thing to do when you're skinny fat is a body recomp, because most people are skinny fat. There's rarely ever, I mean not rarely, but the average male is usually skinny fat. They usually just have a lot of body fat and not much mass in them. If you have a lot of body mass and a lot of body fat, then go on a cut. If you have little body mass and little body fat, go on a bulk. But if you have regular to average body mass but high body fat, then you have to go on a body recomposition. It's a cheat code. It's a literal cheat code that helped me get out from becoming skinny fat. Because I knew I got out of that void because I found out that if I was going to get the physique that I desired, then I'll have to work for it and do my own research and stop depending on these YouTubers who do not care about me at the slightest. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. Body recomp tip number 1 is eating. You have to be eating good, obviously. You can't be eating junk food. There's no such thing as a dirty body recomposition. You have to be eating clean, healthy food. You're better than this. Come on. So anyway, a regular body recomp guide recommends that you eat 20 grams of protein per every meal with moderate fat and carb sources. But I went a different route. Instead of that, I had around 30 to 50 grams of protein per every meal with protein in between those meals. So I got more protein throughout the day alongside with those proteins in the meals. You got it. I did that, and it summed up around 150 to 200 grams of protein with good carb sources and good fat sources. So what I recommend if you're a newbie in bodybuilding, you should go on a 60-30-10 split for your macros. 60% of those macros should be carbs, 30% of it protein, 10% of it fat. And it has to be, again, good food sources. You cannot be eating junk food. If you're eating junk food, you're just going to fail your body recomposition. I think that's obvious. You can also use calculators for hitting the split more efficiently. And it's going to differ from person to person. So try to get a calculator for calories and your macros and fit in the 60-30-10 split there. If the 60-30-10 split doesn't work for, let's say, a month or two, then you can always go find different splits. But 60-30-10 split seems like a very basic and easy split you can follow if you're a newbie. If you're a regular in bodybuilding, you know what to do, man. I don't need to help you. But the key for your diet in the body composition training is you have to be in a calorie deficit. Have to be in a calorie deficit, at least by 200, 300 less. You can work yourself up if you want to, but let's just start off with 200, 300 less if you're a newbie. You have to be hitting that split. You have to be hitting that 60-30-10 split with the foods you eat. Anyway, second part of training is training, resistance training, and cardio slash hit training. I'm going to get into two parts of this training, have them in detail for you in this video. So the first part of training, resistance training. So my training regimen for the week is around 3 to 4 times per week, and had my muscles worked in 2. The only reason why I have the split is because of external factors, but fortunately I found success with this split. Now let's say if you're a newbie and are completely new in resistance training, then don't really take any training advice here to heart. Just work, just do whatever. Go every day and just work out whatever. And then eventually, of course, have a routine developed over time. Because those newbie gains will come regardless. But let's say you don't have too much time in your hands. Then I suggest you borrow my split of working your muscles in 2. Whatever muscles you like to work them in 2. The one thing that will guarantee muscle growth 9 times out of 10 is progressive overload. So what progressive overload is essentially is increasing the sets, frequency, reps, and intensity over time. So let's say, for example, if you curl 10 pounds for around a month, then with progressive overload, you'll get to 20 pounds easily within 1 to 2 months, not even months, a few weeks, you'll get to 20 pounds with progressive overload implemented perfectly. Get onto progressive overload if you feel stuck in your training. And the second part of your training will be cardio and HIIT, or high intensity interval training. So I do cardio around 1 to 2 times a week. I'll go on a run in a treadmill, do ab training, and recently been taking up boxing as in our cardio. Cardio workouts are much more easier and to do in a day-to-day basis, so I won't really get into detail on what you have to do. As long as you're using up your energy, doing great cardio workouts and using up your energy, then it's great. But high intensity interval trainings or HIIT training is key. But again, HIIT training is something you can find everywhere. It's not something that's hidden from YouTube fitness influencers. It's something common. So you can search up Google on HIIT training, find yourself a routine for HIIT training, but you make sure to implement it in your day while you're in your day, essentially. The last tool that fitness influencers never talk about. This is a tool that no one talks about, and I'm going to give you this information for free right now. The last tool that I use to take away my subconscious fat is calorie cycling or carb cycling. So essentially, you need to cycle your carbs to guarantee that you will lose subconscious fat. So let's say you go high carb with HIIT training and low carb with resistance training. With high carb, you'll need to be around 300, 400 grams, something like that. And for low carb, you cannot overseed 150 grams of carbs. That's all you need to do for carb cycling. And this information that's being given out already puts me on top 20% of fitness influencers. Top 20%. No fitness influencer talks about this. Don't main gain. Don't cut or bulk. If you're skinny fat and you're a newbie to muscle building, do a body recomposition. Thank me later. Subscribe, like, share this to somebody who needs this. Reject complacency and embrace strength. Peace. And go hit 15 push-ups for the free game I gave you, man. Come on. Hit 15 push-ups right now, man.